part 2 redo of this. So I know we were supposed to be moving on to part 3, everybody. Um, but I was thinking about the part 2 I recorded and the route that I'm using, and it's not beginner friendly. I don't really know why I'm using it. It's not even the fastest route. It's not what people use in speed running anymore. It's like this outdated route that was used for a couple weeks a few years ago, and I don't know. It was stuck in my head. But in case you didn't watch the part 1 redo that I was just doing, this is where the paths really diverge. Everything is the same as it was in part 1, the part 1 that you saw, the first part 1 that I uploaded. The only difference is now we just got Wave Beam in the bubble room. That's where we are. We're in the Norfair bubble room right over here. There was Speed Booster on the far right. That's that far right dot. But now, when we get to here, this room, instead of jumping over here and going through here to the save point where part 1 ended last time, we're coming down here instead. We're opening this gate, and we're going to go fight Crocomire, the mini-boss, early. Well, earlier than we would have done otherwise. And, yeah, it's just going to work out better for everybody, I feel. It's going to be a lot safer. And it's like the official route right now, too. Zos, the current world record holder for 100%. This is what he does. So I don't know why I was doing something different. I'm sorry. It was silly. This is Crocomire. He's the silliest mini boss in the game. When I was little, I had no idea how to fight this guy, and he stops a lot of people who are new at the game because he has like no obvious health. But all you gotta do is just shoot him in the mouth whenever his mouth opens. And he won't take damage. He's not gonna like change. Well, he'll flash, but he's not gonna like change color like the other bosses do as they die. Kraid goes from green to brown. Ridley turns darker. All you gotta do is just push Crocomire backwards to right here, and he goes in the acid, and then he does this awesome burning, melty skin thing that, like, when you're sick, you're like, oh my god, that's so cool. This is such an M-rated game. I don't think M ratings even existed back then. So we're gonna come over here. Right here, we're going to fire a charge shot diagonally up. I don't think it worked. Hopefully it worked. What it should do, if I did it right, is open the door on the other side of the room and allow me to shine spark through it. Now, obviously, this is not in any way a necessary trick.
Alright, bosses, bro, what's going on? We killed the boss. What could be happening? Why is the screen shaking? What's all going on? What's these spikes? What? Oh my god! What the? Oh my god! Oh my god, he's back!
Really, though, that part did kind of freak me out when I was a kid. Alright, so we're going to build up a spark. We're going to build up a spark, I said. Yeah, see, and the door's already open. Basically, what happened there, when we were in the lava on the far right hand side, we charged up a shot, angled up, and fired. And what it does is the beam disappeared off the right side of the map, reappeared on the left side of the map. It's called wraparound, and it opened the door for us, which allowed us to shine spark through and get to that power bomb without having to fall all the way to the ground and then run up. This is a nice little spot to farm items if you need anything. I don't know what you would need at this point, but if you need it, if you need health or super missiles or whatever, they're there. So that's an alternate first power bomb. This is obviously different now from the route we used the first time through part 1 or part 2. And we're going down here now. This is going to get us the grapple beam. So you power bomb those blocks to get rid of them. Take a running start and then jump. And this is like the part in the game where it's supposed to like teach you that exists, because you're supposed to come here right after getting speed booster. Yeah, if you are running really fast and you jump really high. So that's all that is. That's all that part is. So we have the grapple beam now, which, if you don't miss, it allows you to grapple onto those little guys. Those guys are called rippers, I think. And yeah, you should be able to grapple onto them and swing across this pit, but I missed it, so we're going to do it the Shine Spark way. Maybe. Yeah, Shine Spark. Okay, so there's a missile up here. don't miss that missile. Like I said, if you're not bad, or if you just take your time, you can grab onto these guys and swing. Once you grab them, and you can just chain across like that, and it's a, you know, if you don't fall, it's a lot faster. That's all we needed down here was the missile and the speed boost, though. So we're going back up the way we came. And you might have noticed there was a red door here. I opened it just because, you know, I'm falling past it. May as well. Okay. And this room. All it's in here is a missile. It's one of those where you gotta go through like a whole thing of obstacles, and you're like, ooh, what am I gonna get? What's over here? And it's a missile pack. Then we're gonna damage boost. And then we're gonna wait for the lava to go down. And then we're gonna short charge. There's an invisible ceiling here that I pretty much always hit. Yeah, I didn't hit it. Cool. But yeah, there's an invisible ceiling. If you hit it, just wall jump up. It's the same. We're gonna refill our health because we're about to go do all the other stuff that you already saw if you watched the first version of Part 2. And I will be renaming that like Part 2 V1 or Part 2 Beta or, you know, something to indicate this is the canon version now of Part 2 of this guide. And we're just coming back out the way we came. Okie dokie. So now, yeah, compared to the other version that we were doing, now we have Grapple Beam, a power missile, a power bomb, several more regular missiles, not that that really matters, and a full energy tank that we would not have had using that first route that I was initially going through. Okay, green gates, just like green doors, need a super missile to open, so just shoot it with a super missile. It'll pop right open for you. And we're back here. There's the high jump boot room. This is the save room that we used in the first version of Part 1 ended at. So, you know, if you're coming back in here and you're like, oh, I'm in this room, what's going on? To get on track with this new route, all you have to do is run back to the right to the bubble room, and you'll be fine. So now we're going to get the ice beam. That's what's over here. This is the fastest way to do it. Technically, you can, you know, I gotta remember Part 2 won't exist anymore. So this room, you're supposed to like zigzag up this, and it sucks and it takes forever. So the much faster way, just jump in morph ball and roll through there, and then jump in morph ball and roll through there. And technically, you don't need to have the ice beam at any point in this run. It's a totally optional item. Once you're good. Like once you're really comfortable with this game, it's a totally optional item. That's why I'm getting it right now, just because it gives you a lot more wiggle room. And as you can see, now when you shoot an enemy, if your shot would have killed the enemy before, it'll now freeze them instead. And when they're frozen, you can basically use them as, you know, as ground, as a platform. You can wall jump off them, you can stand on them, you can do whatever you want. Get out of here, just do that. Jump. Quickly morph ball, bomb the ceiling, or just, you know, just lay a power bomb if that's your thing. There is a faster way of getting out that involves freezing those little platform guys and then doing a mock ball. I actually showed it in the first part of Part 2, but there's no reason to do it. It saves a little bit of time, but it's hard to do. So now we're done with the first part of Norfair again, and we're even better equipped than we were the last time. We're feeling good. And now, you know, since we have changed the route, Part 2 is going to end at a different spot than the first Part 2 did. Part 2 is going to end right before the fight with Phantoon. So we're not going to do Phantoon this part. And I swear that's not to give me time to redo the fight and make it look better, because I'm bad at it. Not at all. And really, you know, there's nothing to say about this part. We're just backtracking the way we came. We're back in Red Brinstar again. And yeah, you know, that this is a large part of the Metroid franchise. Is you know, going through an area, getting power-ups in a different area, and then coming back to where you were, now able to unlock even more new areas. And yeah, if you just noticed, These guys, you can freeze them and use them as platforms. And this is what you're supposed to do to get up here. It's faster if you just wall jump up. Like I said, that's why this is what you need the ice beam for, is basically just this room. So you can freeze these guys and get up here without having to try to wall jump, because it's really tricky. You got to wall jump up, and you got to make sure you shoot so that block disappears first. It's not that hard to do, but your first couple times, I would just get the ice beam, just to be on the safe side. Now, a thing to note with the ice beam, I was saying before how when you use it, if an enemy would have, oh my god, if an enemy would have died previously, now they get frozen. So yes, the ice beam actually can slow you down um, during like normal enemies. Like on bosses, you always want to have it on pretty much, because if you're shooting them with a charge beam, it's going to do more damage with ice on. But if you're fighting like little guys who die in 1 or 2 shots no matter what, ice beam just makes them take an extra hit, and it turns them into an obstacle where if they're frozen instead of dead and you're running, you lose your momentum, and you could it could cause you to miss a shine spark. It could do all kinds of things. So if you do get the ice beam right now, when I just did, I would recommend turning it off at some point. Um, you don't have to. I sometimes forget to, and it's not that big of a deal. It's just every now and then it's going to be a little bit inconvenient, and it's going to bug you. So if you want to just kill enemies, if you're fighting little weak guys like these who just die no matter what you do, you can turn ice beam off in your menu. Just go over here, and you can just turn ice off. Actually, I may as well just turn it off right now. Okay, so this room is another power bomb, and power bombs, and if you don't know, they are basically just a straight upgrade to your regular bomb. When you have them selected, they replace your normal morph ball bomb. They make a really big explosion. They can destroy power bomb blocks. You can't bomb jump with them, and you have a limited quantity. That's about it. So right here, you might have noticed when I laid the power bomb, I lined myself up so that I would fall onto this platform. And the reason for that, those big hopper guys that were in here, you need to kill them to get out of this room because it's a metal door. But a power bomb is only going to do damage to them while they're on the screen. So if you go down through that little fake flower to get the power bomb before your bomb you just laid is done, they won't take all the ticks of damage and they won't die, and you'll need to come up and shoot them. So not a big deal, but that's the reason I line up like that, just to make sure that I am visible and that they're visible long enough to die from that first power bomb. And now we are back in Criteria, which is the very first zone when we landed on the planet. Right there, that S with the orange thing, that's our ship. That's where we started the game. We are literally one room to the right of that. And I should mention at this point, if you haven't seen the first version of part 2 of this video or the techniques video I posted, this is where you're going to need to learn how to short charge and shine spark, because this is when you need to do it to get through this run. Well, technically, actually, with this route, we do have the grappling beam. So if you can't do this, you can just get across the normal way. But we are going to do the shine spark method. So we're going to short charge. Just like so, there's much faster versions of there's much shorter versions of the short charge. But all we did, we just take a step, and then we hold run. So basically, take a step at walking speed, and then hold run, and you will achieve like blue super fast Samus a little bit faster, which allows you to build your spark in a little bit shorter of a space. And same thing there. Take a step, hold... What? What the fuck? I have never had that happen. Alright, whatever. But yeah, that's all you need for this version of the run, is just that very basic version of the short charge. Like I said, later on, if you want to get more hardcore into it, there is the 2-tap and the 3-tap and a bunch of other short charge. You can stutter step to make your charge even shorter. But I go over this more in the techniques video. But here, all you got to do, this one, there's a little bit less space than that first one. That first one, as long as you're holding run, really, you've got a lot of wiggle room to build up your charge in time. But on this one, you want to be as far to the left as you can, just to give yourself as much space as possible. Because also, if you miss this shine spark, you run into water, and it slows you down, because water sucks right now. So, as you can see, Samus can stand here. My whole back foot and most of my front foot is off of the platform, but Samus doesn't give a fuck. She's like, my hitbox is slightly on this platform. I'm okey doke. I am a bounty hunter who never hunts bounties. I know about hitboxes. I'm not worried about it. I'm not gonna fall. So take a step, hold run. You'll charge and hopefully not hit any invisible walls. We're gonna get up a little bit higher this time. Okay, and we're across. And now through here, this is wrecked ship, and this is in a minute where we're going to be ending part 2, the new part 2 of this video. But first, right now you'll see the ship's, it's not turned on. It's wrecked. There's no power. That little ghost guy back there, he's the only enemy you're going to see right now. Nothing in here is turned on. Once the power's on, the ground here is a conveyor belt that starts moving. These become droppy platforms that do like 100 damage when they hit you. Right now, though, even though they're spikes, they don't hurt you. Spikes without power don't hurt you in this game. You can just stand on them, dance on them, whatever you want to do. They don't mind. They're your buddies. Later on, they'll start moving, and once they start moving, that's apparently how they do damage. But yeah, this is the only enemy in here. It's this ghost guy. He respawns infinitely. If you need any power-ups, you can very slowly farm them from him. And unfortunately, that really is like your only option in the wrecked ship area. Otherwise, you'll have to leave and come back. But yeah, down here, you just go in a ball and roll through here. And this is the Phantoon fight that we're about to do. And I'm going to cut it off right here for the new part 2. So join me either later today or tomorrow for part 3. Let me know if you have any comments, concerns, anything you want me to change, do more of, do less of, anything. And I will talk to you guys then. Have a good one. Bye.